March Madness is all about upsets. Once we get a bracket, we'll discuss it. But we're going to preview a little bit with mid majors that could potentially pull off a first round upset. Honest truth, I had no idea who to pick because I have not watched any college basketball. I really don't watch it until March. I watched a few LSU games here and there. So I watched a YouTube video beforehand, and this guy's he was very informative. I can't remember the name of his channel, but if I find it, I'll link it in the comments. And he went through the 5 bubble teams that he felt were going to make it. And I've seen this team on Twitter because one of the guys I follow for my bets, he's a big advocate for this team. They're a smaller team, but they got dogs in them. They fight. They just had a big win a couple weeks ago. I'm going with Providence. I don't know what their team mascot is. I think they're the Owls.
Riders.
The Riders?
The what? The Friars.
What the
Friars? That's what it is.
Yikes! Yikes, guys!
Don't even know the mascot, but I'm going Providence to get an upset, and if they make it to the tournament, because I think they're on the bubble as an 11 or 12 seed. But give me Providence.
They're last 4 in right now.
Yeah, they're last 4 in.
So give me Providence to upset a team in one of the first 2 rounds. That's who I've got. Tyler, take us away.
Yeah, the team I'm going to be riding with, I don't care who they're playing. They could be playing Kentucky. They could be playing Tennessee. I'm picking them to get a first-round upset, and that's going to be your Southland Conference champs, the McNeese State Cowboys. They have been on an absolute tear. Only 4 losses. I know that one of their big wins is against Michigan, but Michigan is probably going to fire their head coach by the end of the season. I don't know if y'all watched the Purdue-Michigan game, but Purdue absolutely took over that stadium. But right now, they're a 12 seed, and their first-round date would be against Dayton. I definitely think that they could do that, and it would be an interesting matchup in round number 2, being Baylor, a team that's been up and down in the Big 12. So I think that Will Wade's crew in McNeese State, if you're looking for a team that can make a deep run, into Sweet 16, Elite 8, I think that McNeese State is one of those teams that could definitely make some noise.
So for McNeese State to make the Final Four, it's going to take me a while to figure it out. So Wade,
go all the way down to
give us your pick. I'm going to find this because this actually might be worth something with Will Wade. He just inked a contract extension too. McNeese was smart about that because now if he were to leave,
they're getting paid when he leaves.
Exactly. So I think they have an agreement there on that's what's going to happen because obviously he's not going to stay in like Charles, Louisiana forever. He's going to move on to a bigger school, but I think he has to stay at McNeese for 2 years. Is that right, Tyler?
Charles.
I think 2 years.
Yeah,
and then after that he can is free of the NCAA. Wait, who'd you pick?
I'm gonna go with another school in that LSU coaching tree. I'm gonna go with App State out of the Sun Belt. That's where Coach Matt McMahon played his college basketball, and they're having a resurgent year. One of the better offensive teams in the country. I just feel like they could get on a run. The Sun Belt, it's a pretty decent basketball conference, but they haven't made a lot of noise in March, so I think that changes this year.
I like it. McNeese is plus 8,000 to make the Final Four, Tyler. I'm looking for their odds to win it.
Maybe Sweet 16, but not final.
Maybe to get through the first weekend.
Plus 30,000 to win.
Jeez,
those are only 2 futures over on. Those are the only 2 futures on DraftKings. Hey, plus 30,000, put $1 on it. If they somehow pull it off, you look like a genius. I mean,
don't worry, Jacob and I.
If they lose in the finals, you get no credit. You got to follow them along the way. That's the key.
Yeah,
I would cash out if they make it to the finals. If it gives you an option to cash out, I'm cashing out.
They make it to the finals,
100%. Jacob, who's your pick?
For me, I'm on the edge of my seat with a couple of things. I think that one is that think about Gonzaga, a team that was exclusively in the Final Four. Elite 8 over and over again. They're currently one of the last 4 teams in right now, sitting on the bubble. That's kind of rough. I mean, if they lose a game, they're in trouble. So it's tough for me to rely on a team like that was so good for so long and now is kind of fallen off. For me, I'm going to go with Grand Canyon. I'm going to go with Grand Canyon University. They're an 11 seed right now, projected. They'd face off against Kentucky if they stayed where it's at. I think that a team like that could put a scare into an SEC team. You know, it's weird. I just feel that they've been there in the past, and they're one of those schools that nobody really talks about or knows at any given time. I mean, they're 24-4 right now. They're first in the WAC. So I definitely think that
Whack, I love it.
We need to
yeah,
beat
I mean,
WAC is
look,
alive.
they're
Only
part of the
progressive.
WAC. Like, come on. So they're beating up on Gonzaga.